my name is Rachel and I am here today to talk about Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, parts 1 and 2. This is a new play that has come out based on an original story by J.K. Rowling with John Tiffany and Jack Thorne. This is a thing that came out. We are to treat this as if it is the 8th story in the series that has come out 19 years later. It follows Harry and Ginny's son Albus Severus as he goes to Hogwarts for the first time, and he has a best friend called Scorpius Malfoy, obviously the son of Draco, and basically we follow them as they correct what they deem the wrongs of the past within the text. So yeah, that is what this is about, and I just wanted to do a review of it today. It's been on my mind ever since I read it because it kind of annoyed me, so I just want to kind of have a little bit of a rant and a talk about it, and yeah, that's it. There are going to be some spoilers in this video, but I will shout spoilers when the spoilers are about to occur, and you can mute it, pause it, turn it off. Don't watch until you've read it if you're planning to read it, because I mean the whole thing is spoiled anyway because she wrote it. But yeah, I don't want to spoil it for anyone because you might enjoy it. So yeah, this is the book for today. One massive problem I had firstly was the characters in this play were massively watered down for me. Hermione wasn't as smart as she once was, as far as I'm concerned. The parts with a bookcase, for the interest of not spoiling it, there are parts with a bookcase with something Hermione is meant to have done, and she's just too smart for that to have worked. She's a clever girl. Nothing would have got through that. So yeah, she wasn't as smart. Ron kind of didn't have any of his character there except a few jokes. And one of the massive ones for me was Ginny. Ginny Weasley was weak in this. She was always strong in the books, funny, sarcastic. No, she is not in there. I'm going to put this down actually, it's going to hurt my hand. She is not in that at all. I mean, it's more a problem that I have with the epilogue, but it applies to Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, is we're supposed to believe that Harry and Ginny's children were called James, Lily and Albus Severus, which are all named after Harry's parents and 2 of Harry's teachers. So that's 4 people. That's 4 names that Harry has been able to name his children. Why is Ginny not getting a part in naming her own children? She is not weak. I don't think she'd have just been like, oh, I don't want to name him, I'm not bothered. And I don't think she would have been like, oh, Harry, you can name him whatever you want. Because she's not like that in the series. She would never have done that. And also, it's as if we're supposed to believe that the only thing you can name your child is the name of someone else. So, if we are supposed to believe that, Ginny lost people too. Ginny lost one of her brothers in the Battle of Hogwarts, so why can't she name someone after him? You know what I mean? I just thought it was a bit silly to think that she wouldn't want to name any of her children, and it did get to me and it annoyed me. That's not a spoiler because obviously that happens in the epilogue of the Deathly Hallows, and if you've not read that by now, come on. So yeah, that was the first thing that did what actually really wind me up. Now I am going to go into discussing spoilers of the book, I think. Before that, I just want to say the book's very poorly written. One of the great things about Harry Potter is that there was always all this character building, there was a lot of description, and there was a lot of new things, and I really enjoyed that whole section, and I just didn't feel like that was in here. And yeah, just all the characters are very bland. If they're not bland, they're not as they used to be. And yeah, people like Hermione, like, I'm not being funny, the Hermione in the book would have clocked straight onto what was going on. I'm gonna talk about spoilers now, so please just mute it, pause it, go off it, and don't watch this till you finish the book, because I am gonna go into some big spoilers. Spoilers! How the hell are we supposed to believe that Voldemort had a child? I don't get that. Voldemort doesn't get corporeal form until the fourth book, the end of the fourth book. Yeah, I'm assuming they're going down the traditional route of they had sex and they had a child. When did that happen? Even if they didn't, even if she just got impregnated, how? So it couldn't have happened until after book 4. The end of book 5, we see Bellatrix, with the whole stuff with Sirius. No pregnancy, no description of a pregnancy. Got to be consistent, and I just feel like the whole thing isn't very consistent. We see her in the 5th one, we see her in the 6th one, we see her at the beginning with Narcissa. We see her, she comes back when they're gonna kill Dumbledore. If you've not read it, I'm sorry, but you kind of should have by now, so yeah, I'm not counting that. And obviously we see her throughout the 7th one. So when in the hell is she supposed to be pregnant? It just makes absolutely no sense. I'm just not having that as a thing that happened. No, I'm just not. Bellatrix is my favourite character. I know that a lot of people don't like that. But I really enjoy characters like that. And she is my favourite character. And so I found it a bit annoying that the one character they went back and destroyed the character arc of was Bellatrix, because now I'm going to look at it and be like, is she pregnant? No, what the fuck? Another thing that wound me up about it was that there was a gay relationship going on between Albus Severus and Scorpius Malfoy. Very there. There are descriptions throughout the book of how Scorpius looks heartbroken. He's getting very clearly pissed off when Albus Severus is talking to this daughter. And yeah, there's a lot of just like, there's a lot of insistence, and I sort of thought that maybe the plot they were going with is that he felt like he didn't fit in his family, he felt like he didn't fit in at school, and all these sorts of things, and there was that like teenage angst, and I sort of thought they were going to go down the route of that he didn't feel accepted and that sort of thing because of being homosexual, and that he must be coming out at the end, and that might be why there's been so much I need to prove myself, because some people do feel nervous or put back at coming out. So yeah, it was kind of like, I could see, if they did it, I could see where they were going with it, and I would have really enjoyed it, because obviously there's not much representation of homosexuality within these books. So yeah, it didn't happen. And I feel like it wasn't just, I've never read fan fiction, it's never appealed to me. So I feel like I'm okay to say that. Like, I know that some people go, oh well, it's just like you're in that generation of fan fiction where like you're obviously just going to think they're going to get together, but it wasn't. Like, it was. A lot of people have said that it was. It was very insistent that was going to happen, and then suddenly at the end it's like, oh, shall we like go check these girls out? No. So another thing that really wound me up about this text was the recycled plots. So we saw Severus Snape again relate how he was in love with Lily and it didn't work out. We saw Cedric Diggory We saw the same scene between Ron and Hermione kind of happen again, with the whole them two waiting behind when she was like an outcast. In the bit with Snape. It was just a lot of recycled plots. I feel like they just were like, okay, well, we know we've got some clear feelings about this, so why don't we just get that going again? Get people upset that them characters aren't there again. So it kind of just, it didn't feel like it was new. It just felt like they were going off what they already had. And yeah, that bothered me. I just felt like they should have gone for something new. If you're going to do a story, go for something new or don't do it. Which is again the thing with the whole Voldemort is again the evil. Why can't we get a new evil going? The world isn't just the same evil every day. There's always something new, and you can say, oh, the world's never suffered anything as bad as when Voldemort was here, but that's like saying the world has never suffered anything as bad as when Hitler was here, but then we had Stalin, and you know, there's always somebody willing to take over and be that evil person. So that does happen within the world, and I think that would happen within Harry Potter if this is supposed to be a real world situation. So I did find that annoying. She easily could have just come up with a new thing, a new evil, and I would have really enjoyed that a lot more, I think. Finally, my last issue is that Harry Potter was always the kind of book that you learn a lesson with. So you could learn about bravery, you could learn about having to let people go. There's all these things that it taught us, the importance of friendship, of love, all that sort of stuff. And yeah, every book you can discern a life lesson that is really good, especially for children. They're at perfect age to learn these things, and it was great that Harry Potter taught us those things. What bothered me with this book is that it was a recycled life lesson. We've already had this life lesson in the third one about time. We learn about it with Hermione, that, you know, there's got to be some sacrifice somewhere. You can't have everything. You know, when she's in her classes, she's falling asleep. She's just running herself into the ground. And I feel like what you learn from Hermione in the third book is that time isn't something you can just have everything of, and you have to make sacrifices. And that's what this book tried to teach us again, about how you can't go back and change time, you just have to make sacrifices sometimes. And I just thought, we've had that lesson. We had that lesson in book 3. Like, if you're gonna make a Harry Potter book, you have to be true to what Harry Potter is, and Harry Potter is something that teaches people something about life. And this just taught us something we learned a while back, and it was just daft. It was laughable. It wasn't needed. So yeah, they were my feelings on Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. If you don't agree with me, or if you found the text enjoyable or anything like that, please let me know in the comments below. And yeah, if you didn't like it for any different reasons, please let me know. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.